Bonsoir. I need to start to learn this language. Don't believe in your Pastor Clifton. It's not the Kiwi language that we will speak in heaven. It's French. Anyway, how was your day today? Very good? I think I made a mistake a few days ago to say that tonight we will talk about the family and the children. And many of our young people, they're not here because they came to find a wife or a husband. Some are faithful, some are here. So that's good. But some, they think that they've got what they wanted, so they say, oh, they'll skip tonight. But I'm glad you did not skip you yourself. In fact, I see my wife is saying, fix my tie. Okay, thank you, my dear wife. Yeah, in fact, I see some new faces, some few faces. Welcome, those who are here for the first time. Very glad you made it tonight. You did the right thing. You're going to see tonight is the best. Should have told the people. Wow. Lots of problems at home to know how to deal with our children, am I right? It seems that the world has changed just overnight. We don't know anymore how to deal with our kids. I mean, kids are killing today. With a gun, they're shooting their friends at school. Kids are stealing cars today. You know that. Even in New Zealand, 11-year-old kids stealing cars and they get caught. And then when the police releases them, they go back and they're still where we were staying in Manukau. Our world is different today. Kids today are stripping themselves off and showing them their body on the net. Child pornography. It's crazy. And lots of other things. They're shooting at schools. An 8-year-old boy will commit suicide here in New Zealand, the youngest. Things are not looking good. In fact, I'm challenging all of you because Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon, I'm going to talk about that from the Bible perspective. It will blow your mind because the Bible, God has revealed that things will change just before Jesus returns. It is from the Bible. So some of you may not believe in the Bible yet, and that's okay. You did the right thing to come. Some believe, but you never knew that the Bible speaks about that. You did well to come. But I'm going to talk seriously about it because God had predicted through some prophecies from the Bible of what will take place. There's going to be some time in our world that will never be the same as before. And that's why I believe, that's my conviction. I believe that we are in this time. The world is no longer the same. People are getting from bad to worse. Even our kids. I was sharing that yesterday, I think. Before, when my dad used to look at me after I've been mischievous, it was like a boom in the face. Just a look. You tremble. Today it's the opposite. Your child looks at you, you tremble. You're scared. It's like a slap in the face. A young man will take a gun, was raised in a school, will take a gun and will go to school and shoot 26 kids, including teachers. That was 3 years ago. And the first person he shot was who? The mother. 5 bullets. And it was the gun of the mother. So we see things are not the same. If you've been too much on Facebook looking at yourself and people, that's the problem. You will miss catching those stuff. And that's why I'm challenging you. And I hope that since last Friday, you're starting to realize, man, I need to start, instead of checking on Facebook, checking this book called the Bible. There's something powerful in the Bible, and I believe that if we would have read it, most of the problems that we're facing today would have been solved. Okay? So, thank you for coming. And please, don't forget that Friday night, it's going to be the culmination of the whole thing we've done this week. So please don't miss that. And we hope that we're going to have to put some chairs, because those who will have their marriage renewed, you want to invite your friends. Let me share with you how it's going to be. I'm going to present my message, and then there's going to be a time I'm going to ask all the couples who have already been married to come forward. And you would want to renew your vows, and therefore I'm going to give you the vows. I'm going to recite the vows for the man, and you will stand with your spouse, facing your spouse, and you will recite your vows as men, and then we will move to the ladies, and you will recite your vows as ladies. That's what we're going to do. Okay? And then after that, I'm going to call the pastors to come. In fact, they will be there already to pray over the couples. Okay? So please, it's going to be a most fantastic thing. And then, of course, we'll give you the chance to give a nice kiss to your bride, to your wife. Okay? And that is why I'm going to ask you, all of you, please dress nicely, properly, beautifully. Okay? And those who will come forward to renew your vows, if you can fit into your dress, wedding dress, please put it on. Okay? If you cannot, you need to cut it a little bit, cut it off. But just fix something and put something, and the men the same, if you can wear a tie. If you cannot, if you don't have, don't worry. Just come as you are. But don't come naked, please. Okay? And then after the ceremony, we're going to have a good cake to eat together. In fact, for those who can, if you cannot, please don't allow this to stop you from coming. For those who can, bring a plate of snack, if you can. Okay? And let your snack be simple. You don't need to bring any meat, anything. Let it be simple vegetarian food. If it is samosas, vegetarian samosas or spring rolls, let it be vegetarian. Because some do not eat meat, while some eat, so we don't want to make this become an issue. Bring a little thing, or a little sandwich. It can be egg sandwich, or, yeah, but make it simple, if you can. If you cannot, just come as you are, with your belly, to eat something. Okay? I hope it is clear. But make sure that you come with somebody, because what I'll be presenting on Friday night would be a message that will be a blessing to all of us, especially those who have not been here. Okay? Yeah, did I forget anything? Snack, okay. So don't forget also, even though we finished the marriage seminar this coming Friday, Saturday is the real thing. And Sunday, like I told you, I'm going to deal with the Bible. There are lots of things happening in our world, and people are questioning, what do we do? Terrorist attacks. People are living in fear. Even in New Zealand now. You saw what happened in Christchurch. Now, is it going to happen only in Christchurch? Or is there a possibility that can happen even in Auckland? I don't want to try to scare you, but I want to tell you that what we're seeing today is in the Bible. God had predicted these things will happen. And I'm going to show you where Jesus said, you will hear rumors of wars and wars, terror in the hearts of men, all sorts of crazy things. Does the Bible mention tsunami? There will be tsunamis. You want to come, because I will show you from the Bible. This is a word that I never heard about, tsunami, before. I just heard about it a couple of years ago. Never knew it. I grew up as a man, never knew the word tsunami until it hit the Indian Ocean and killed over 200,000 people. And then I realized this thing is real, and then the Bible speaks about it. So please, the best is yet to come. If you think you've been blessed this week with what we've heard, let me tell you, on Saturday and Sunday night, it'll be the best. Saturday afternoon at 3 and Sunday. So that's why I'm going to give you, we still have some flyers at the door. You want to take that. And I'm challenging our own people, the Christians now. Please, you've come, and I appreciate that. I'm sure God appreciated it. But we want to invite people, non-Christians, non-Adventists, to fill this place on Saturday afternoon. So let us realize that there's a work to be done, because people need to know what the Bible says. Let's begin for tonight. I promised you that I would talk about how to deal with the children now. How can our home become a better place? I was in a certain island in 2015 holding a big meeting. There were over 2,500 people packing up that place. And among those people who came, there was a lady. She was enjoying the whole program. Until one night she came to me and she said, listen, Pastor John, she was from another faith, believed in the Bible, but did not know really the whole thing that the Bible teaches. And when she was hearing what I was presenting, she was blown away. She started to bring her husband and all the children, except that very one. So that night she approached me and she said, Pastor, please, can you pray for my daughter? She's 17 years old and she is acting strangely. And she's been acting strangely for a while and I don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. We've invited her to come here and she doesn't want to come. She's going out with a boyfriend and drinking and partying and on drugs. And I said, okay, we'll pray for her. And I said to her, we're going to pray that God will do something. That she will come to her senses and realize her need of God. And lo and behold, after we've prayed that prayer, a couple of days later, the mother came to me and said, you know what, Pastor, you won't believe it. My daughter has been beaten up by the boyfriend and she's been left at the gas station bleeding. What do? I said, go and get her and tell her that I would love to see her tomorrow. It was too late to bring her that night to the meetings. And so she came that following night. And when she came, you could see that she was bruised and battered. She was broken. And when I saw her, I was talking to her, it was then that the mother said, you know, she's attempted suicide a couple of times. I don't know why. And I looked at the girl, and she came in a long face and face down, and I felt there was something wrong with her. So I told them, listen, tomorrow morning I'll be in the church with some elders, and I would love you to come if you're not working, the parents and the daughter, and I'd love to see the daughter. So I went to see the elders and I said, listen, there's a case here which I believe is a serious one. So please come tomorrow and help me to sort out this problem. And they came. The elders came, 7 elders with me, and then the family came, mother, father, and the daughter. As we were talking on this side, she pulled her sleeves, and I saw, in fact, she didn't have a sleeve. She just turned her hand in here, and she showed me she had been cutting herself. A couple of times she had attempted suicide, drinking pills, cutting herself, but never died. And then I felt she must have gone through some experiences. So I said to the mother and father, can you stay here with the elders while I talk to your daughter here? Bigger church. So we were quite far. And as I started to talk to her, the first question I asked, I said, have you ever experienced something in your young age that was so terrible that you didn't want to share it to anybody else? She started to cry. I said, have somebody hurt you in your family? And then she opened up and she said, you know, Pastor, since I was 5, I was raped by my grandfather. From the age of 5 to the age of 14, she's been raped constantly. Can you imagine that? A child who's 5, any child who's 5 here? I cannot imagine. It broke my heart so much that I started to weep. And here was a girl now comforting the pastor while he's weeping. And he's saying, that's okay, Pastor. And then when the grandfather passed away, then it was over, but her life was demolished, destroyed. For how can something like that happen within a home? A home that the Bible says that God has created for the well-being of not only the father and the mother. We've been talking so much about that, but especially for our children. That today not only grandfathers, but also and fathers also are doing crazy things to their children. She told me one day, literally at the age of 8, she could not hold it anymore. The age of 8. That's the age of a child that committed suicide in our country here. She went home, she got home from school earlier, she went home, put the cooker gas on, closed all the windows as she was about to ignite the house. The mother was coming. That day somehow, the mother came home earlier. Miracle. And she ran in bed and made as if she slept. And the mother had smelled something. And she just went to turn off the gas, did not know, she thought that by accident. But no, it was the daughter that did that. And now I turned to her, I said, you know what, we need to go and tell your mother about that. She said, please don't. It will break the family. I said, no, we have to. And then she told me, my grandfather was the idol of my mother. Even though he's passed away, even lately she's been crying about her dad. I said, we'll have to tell her. I was going to baptize them, and they needed to face the reality. So I went and I told them the story, and they were broken. The father was frustrated, crying like a baby. The mother crying. Now they understood why that girl had been attempted suicide all this time. Well, cut the story short, we prayed with her, and then I led her in what we call 7 steps to freedom. Took a couple of hours to help her to confront the reality of what she had done. And led her to confess that, to surrender that to God, and to allow